lot of layoffs. There was Max Kellerman went up out of there. KeShawn Johnson went up out of there. Who else went up out of there? If y'all have it,
Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose went up out of there as well.
The shorty that did the NFL Monday night NFL joints, they let her go 20. I think she was there for like 27, 28 years. Stephen A. Smith, lying ass, talking about something. I might be next. Whatever, nigga.
No, you're not.
Whatever, nigga.
I respect the humble, but
right, nigga, you are the network, nigga.
But you're not going nowhere. And shoot, not even just ESPN, but even Undisputed as well. We spoke about briefly on another episode. That just ended. I saw today that it's coming back August 28th. So shout out to them. But that they just got rid of Shannon Sharp and they're moving on in a new direction as well. So as we're seeing these things transpire, big layoffs all around, people are shifting up. What do y'all hope happens with the new sports media? How do y'all think, what direction would you like to see it go in? Now, what do you think is going to happen? What would you like to happen?
Is more older players, ex-players, whether it be NFL, NBA, like actual more NBA or, like I said, NFL guys, more experienced guys who actually played the game, not people who just covered, you know what I'm saying, the game. And I feel like that's just, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Shannon Sharp again as well. I feel like that's what he added that was so different and so unique, is not only his great personality, but, you know what I'm saying, his experience with the game and stuff like that, and his knowledge, you know what I'm saying, along with Jalen Rose and guys like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what really set those guys apart. You know what I'm saying? Hearing those older players actually cover the game now that they played, you know what I'm saying, and having their personal insight and how they can break it down in a player's eyes rather than an analyst's eyes. You know what I'm saying?
With all due respect to the legends like Shaq and Charles and Kenny, as the generations go forward and move onward, niggas know less and less about them aside from like their accolades and highlights. And I know that they've got their own kind of network thing going on, but like people like a Kevin Garnett would be great up there, because that's a lot of this generation's or the younger generation's actual OGs, not so much Shaq and Charles anymore. Now, with all due respect to them, just simply because we're getting further and further away from the 90s and 80s, man. The more that we get further away from that, the more and more we need to start, like you just said, looking to people like Dirk or like a KG or like just somebody from that era of like
JJ Redick.
Early 2000s. Like a JJ Redick coming on the show. Like even early 2000s kinds of OGs that have come through and really speak their mind on the game and really analyze it.
The funny thing about it is when we get into like the new media and everything, or just people in general that be in that position, it's as much as they love to think that them niggas like know everything about the game, the sport or whatever, at the same time, they're still fans of the sport, the game that they're commentating on. And I'm not surprised that they're laying on people like that, because as we get into more shows and like podcasts where you see these players are giving their takes on what's going on in said sport, like the Draymond Green show, JJ Redick was with the Old Man and the Three, Paul George for Podcast P. Like, we're sitting there, we that's what we want to hear. We want to see that shit. Let me not forget All the Smoke as well too, because I'm niggas, those are the OG niggas with that one. That's what we want to see. We want to see more of that, hear them stories, and then have it correlate into the game and what's going on in the game. Like I said, I brought JJ Redick up before, man, because he talk that real shit. He gives the real perspective of the game.
He do.
Somebody
he does.
Yeah, he's been in them situations. That's kind of why I don't understand why they let go of Jalen Rose. I don't know. You know, I got my theories on that, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got my
I feel like we all universally know Jalen Rose.
Stephen A. Smith.
You know,
fuck this bitch. But you know what I'm saying? I got my theories on that. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not surprised about it as well too, because as I talked about us getting into like the listening to podcasts and things like that and watching like stuff on YouTube. The other side of that, or like is adjacent to that, would be the fact that cable in general is going down in viewership, and that's something that a lot of like even just like the NBA in general. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the Suns owner talking about they got their own, thinking about to get their own deal to get that viewership back up because they realize that cable is going down. So Disney's recognizing, man, we losing viewership. I think they said 7%. It's going down to 7% for the year. So, you know,
I can believe it with all the new, like you just said, with all the new shit coming out from all these new streaming services and a lot, like the main thing that you brought up that's super true. A lot of people are trying to hear Paul George on his podcast. They're trying to hear all the smoke with the special guests that they got coming to talk about the game. They trying to hear JJ Redick talk about the game and things like that. And that's, for my personal opinion, that's what I would like to see happen. It's not even necessarily the players per se, but more so what it is that's spoken about. Yeah. Because I'd really much rather them talk about the game. I'd rather them much talk about